One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Here's Johnson again on second down. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. A third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. They'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. On second down, it's Kelly, and he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Again, it's Kelly. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly, and this one could be coming back. Rashawn Slater, first-round pick in 2021, guilty there. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Throwing, Herbert. Looking deep downfield. And this is going to be it. Intercepted. Terrence Brooks with a pick. And the Texans are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Major used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively, and it'll bring up second down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team... the score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And no return here to begin the overtime session. That'll be a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. They'll try and run for it with Kelly. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. And the timeout coming in here with just 7 seconds remaining in the extra session. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the give, this is Eckler. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. And we're going to get whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the extra session. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll run here with Eckler, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. The handoff, it's Eckler, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard. Now Herbert gives this one to Kelly. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Wow, Charles, that doesn't just take points off the board. That takes a win off the board.
So now you have to regroup, because you've gone from celebrating what you think is a win to trying to figure out how to do it again and make it a win.
On 3rd down, Kelly. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
Each team has its own terminology. Some people call it jumbo, some call it monster, some call it king. But it doesn't really matter. They brought in a big lumber to pick up that 1st down.
Yeah, you think about goal line defense with the goal line offense that time getting it done. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. 1 overtime. How about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that 2nd overtime in just a moment. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Once more, here's Eckler. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Here is Eckler, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. Opening drive of overtime and now facing a 3rd down and 6. Big play coming up. A give. This is Kelly. And he'll be stopped short of the first down right around the 18-yard line. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this.